And this is how I turn pretty much my son's room, our shared office space, into a YouTube studio. It's very, very cold here in Austin. Things have been kind of crazy. There's trees all over the road. We haven't been able to leave the house. So I decided to make a tutorial for you guys that you have been asking me for, which is how I light my YouTube videos. And so I wanted to show you a couple ways of how I do it. One is really inexpensive, and then the other way, I'll show you how I set my lights up and which lights I use. But let's start off with the very inexpensive way, which is just by using a window that is nearby you. So this is the way I'll start off my lighting, is just by having everything off, no light going on. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up the blinds to let the light in so I can see how it's going to be lighting my face. Bam. Okay, now this is a perfect starting point. I mean, even if you had your video looking like this, it looks good. But if you wanted to add another light source, if you have something like a desktop, laptop, iPad, something like that, that's big and bright, you could actually download different color backgrounds for that. And then you could use that as a lighting source for the side of your face. So what I ended up doing was downloading a blue background for my desktop, and I'm going to light that right now. Okay. So this is with the blue background lit up on my desktop. As you can see, this side of my face, it has like a nice blue hue going to it. I think blue and purples and oranges are really good for like a darker skin tone. So just find the kind of color that best suits your skin tone and just download a background. And now look at that. You're adding more texture to your face. You have a different light source other than the window. Now, if you have like an iPhone or another phone that you've set up next to you, I would suggest just turn your phone on from your light phone, right? Your flashlight. Cool thing about these nowadays is that you could actually change how much light you want. So I'm going to put that on maybe 2, and then have that be my second light source. And even if you want, you could turn up the brightness, turn down the brightness. It really depends on how you want it. So I like it this way. So right, we have the window, we have the blue background on the desktop, and then we have the iPhone lighting this side, as you can tell. Bam, there you go. I'm going to be showing you guys another option for lighting, and this is one that I like to do when I'm editing at my desk. So if I know I'm going to be sitting down at the desk showing you guys how I edit something on Premiere, Lightroom, whatever it may be, I'm going to have a whole different light setup this way, mainly because I know that my primary source of light is going to be coming from the desktop lighting my face. So I will do the same thing. I'm going to turn the lights off. I'm going to have the desktop light on because it's my primary source. And then I'm going to mess around with some lightings maybe on the background to give it some more texture. Another thing that I like to do, depending on what time of day it is use the window for a second source of light because it's next to the desk. So this is going to be my light setup for when I am at the desk. Okay, so we're going to be turning off the lights again, having that nice and dark. This as a primary source of light. So this is what it's going to look like with the blinds off. As you can tell, my hand's still pretty dark. Now, this is going to be with the window kind of facing me. So this is what we have so far. We have the window light here. We have the desktop light as our primary source. So I'm going to try to mess around and get some lights on this side. The lights that I like to use when I'm adding stuff on the background is going to be these. They're called Wii lights. So here are the buttons. Turn them on. You can change the lights, the colors. You can change so many things of these. They're very small. I have 2 of them. They're very small. I even like to use them for like street photography to get some really cool light streaks. So I'm going to spread these around and start getting some color going behind me. All right, so this is actually a pretty good light setup. You know, you can see my face nice and lit from the screen, so you know what I look like. But you still have these blue purples right behind me. So these Wii lights go for $61.99, so $62. If you get 2 of them, it's $120, $130, depending how much it is with tax. But that's way cheaper than some of the crazy expensive light setup that some people have. And like I said, I've had these for almost 3 years now, so they've lasted me a really long time. And I've bumped them, bruised them, scraped them, done everything that I could have done with them. So if you're looking for some very inexpensive LED lights that really go a long way and are super easy to use, you just plug them in, charge them overnight. So I highly suggest using some weed lights if you don't have any lights yet, and if you're looking for something inexpensive but still good to help you light your settings for your YouTube videos. Okay, on to the third and final way that I like to light my scenes for my YouTube videos. And this one's gonna have like a little bit more to it. So I like to bring out a table. And the first thing that I look for, and the first thing I suggest you look for in your room, is an interesting corner. Whatever corner it is in your room that is kind of more decorative, I suggest using that one. So this corner of my room is kind of what I've used as my photography setup. So I got my prints on the corner of the wall, and then I have everything on this shelf that we actually got on Amazon. Wasn't that expensive. So I put everything on the shelf, from the drone to the cameras. I got my refrigerator there with my sparkling waters. So this corner ends up becoming my video explaining how to kind of corner. So first thing I'm going to do is take out the table. All right, so this is kind of how we're going to be starting things off. I'm going to be looking at the camera right here. I usually have the ring light in this section, and then I get all the nice sparkly things around me. So now this is where I also like to use the monitor that I have, the Godox monitor, just because when I'm usually doing these kind of setups, I like to be able to see myself better than in that small screen. All right, so we're going to be starting the scene off once more. Lights off. First light that we're gonna have come on is going to be our key light. Bam. It's pretty bright. Maybe we can. So I get Jordan's cover from his bed and actually throw that as a diffuser, so the light isn't so harsh. All right, so that's a really good start. As you can tell, lights come in really well. Got the camera right here in front of me. Now what we're gonna be doing is working with a couple more lights. So I'm gonna get those same color lights, the blue and the purplish pink one, and I'm gonna put one right on top. Then I'm gonna do another one on this side to kind of light this side of my face. And to do that, I'm gonna be using this right here. So this is a flex arm. I use this all the time for so many things. You can bend it, put stuff on there. And then I'm also gonna be using this one, this mini tripod, to have it on the side. No rhyme or reason, really, just kind of whatever works. And I kind of like the blue one lighting me from the top, so I'm going to choose that one. All right. Now the other thing I like to do is plug in this light that I have, which is my nice little light bulb. One more light I like to have is one right behind me. So if you can see right over here, so I'll turn that one on and I'll kind of dim it so it's not too bright. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights that I have for this lighting setup. And you know, like I said, it's not too expensive. That ring light, I got it from my mom and she won it from like some contest at work. But I mean, they're about $100, a little over $100 if you want to get one of the bigger ones. Those Wii lights go for, again, $60 a piece. So you buy 2 of them, you're kind of spending $125, $130 depending on tax. And like I said, that other one that's lighting me right behind, those are a little bit cheaper, but they come with really big batteries that you have to charge, so that's always a pain. But like I said, you could be using your iPad, you could be using your iPhone. If you have any like candles, sometimes I'll light a candle. My wife has candles laying around. And this is how I turn pretty much my son's room, our shared office space, into a YouTube studio. And you know, it's not that expensive. If you're gonna spend about $200 or $300 on a bunch of this gear anyways, why not make it look good? I think throughout the years I've got it better at lighting. You know, when I started off, it didn't really look that good. But as you learn more and more about lighting as a photographer and as a videographer, you apply that to your own videos, and then your own videos look good. And the better you get, the more you learn, the better you get. And I know what you're thinking. Well, thanks a lot for teaching me how to light my scene, but now I need to learn which microphones I need to buy to give me the best audio quality. Well, look no further. Go ahead and click this video right up here, and I'll tell you which microphones I like to use for my audio on YouTube videos, and they're also not that expensive. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace out.